Entra ID. Yeah. So today we'll explore what are the components we have Entra ID. So this is the Azure portal, and in the Azure portal we can search for the like Entra ID. Otherwise, even from the Entra wise also we can connect. But this is from the Azure and Azure portal wise. We are going to use the Entra ID. Okay. So then, like we can manage identity, and even for the 365 for all those also we can integrate from this. Okay, so now here we log into Azure portal, then we search for the Entra ID, then we went to that Entra ID. So now here we have, like we have the like a summary page here we have. In this we are going to get all the tenant information, like we are getting the overview of those. Okay, so we are getting the overview regarding the default directory. When we create an Azure account, by default we are getting the default directory, and a tenant also has been created. A tenant has been created, like a tenant name, all those details also we are going to get here. So this is the tenant, like a domain name and tenant ID. Okay, so then organization ID. So all these details we are going to get it, and in this itself we have the users also. By default we got one user with whom we have created our Azure account. Okay, say that's like here we can send that audit logs also, sign in logs also, all those also we are going to get. Okay, so now in this, what is that users are, like we can manage that directory users we can control. So who are the directory users we have, those like we can create new users also we can create, and we can assign the roles, and we can reset the passwords, and we can check the like their sign in logins, licenses, MFA status, all these we can manage from the new users. Okay, so now here we can create a new user also we can create. Okay, so then here we can provide maybe one user principal name. So by default, like what when we create the account, so now here this would be the like my primary domain. It's going to happen for every user also. This is like based on this email ID I have created, and on top of that we are going to get like our username. So I'm creating with my username. Okay, so here we can create our username. We can create, and we can set the password also, either auto generated password, or we can set the password here. Okay, so then I'm creating that user. Even try to do the bulk operations also, maybe bulk creation, like we may have some hundreds or thousands of users. So we'll explore that bulk users kind of things also. So now here that user also is created. So we'll go to this user. What are the things we can do? So for this user, we can set the audit logs, sign in logs, and we can assign the roles. All these also we can join to the groups, licenses. All these also we can add. So now here, like we can allot the licenses. All these also we can manage. Okay, so then after users, what we have is we have the groups. So we can create the like two types of groups. So what are the type like a static or dynamic groups we can create. So now here we can create the groups. Okay, so then here like what is the main advantage is, here we can assign the groups, all those we can create security groups or Microsoft 365 groups, all those we can create, and even dynamically also we can create those groups. So here we have the different type of groups we have. Like mostly we have groups are like a static kind of or normal groups. We have security groups, then dynamic groups, and Microsoft 365 groups also we can create. And based on the user attributes, even dynamically also we can assign the users. And we are getting different roles and administrators by default, like global admin, Intune admin, like that also we can assign the administration, and we can manage the permissions also. While giving the permissions, we need to make sure always least privilege kind of principle we need to verify. Okay, so then like we need to will create the those groups will create. So now here I'm going to use the new group I'm creating. Okay, so then here I need to in order to assign the access to the bulk users, we are going to use. So now here we can choose groups. So in the group type, by default we are getting security. Mostly for the RBAC kind of these kind of permissions, we need to give the group name. Okay, so then here we can choose whatever like Microsoft 365 or security wise I'm going to use. So now here I'll use sales group. I have given the name as sales group, or maybe sales security group I'm going to specify. Okay, so then even description also we can give. Okay, then membership type is manually add or assigned members. Okay, and who are the owners also we can add, and then we can add the members also. So add the members, those kind of who are the members we have, and even we can add guests or maybe B2B entities also will add here. As of now, no members are added, so no owner selected. So now here if we want to add the members, all the users list will come, and from this we can choose like which of the users we want to add here. Okay, so I want to add so manually I'm choosing the user here. Then if you choose like a dynamic users, and then even we can select those users also. So that's we'll discuss. We can use the rule syntax to add the dynamic users also. Okay, so then here I'm going to use uh, like uh, here we need to get that dynamic kind of users, but assigned we have chosen. Okay, so then I'm going to create the users here. Okay, so once we create the users also, so we can assign the licenses, all those also, like we can attach to the groups also, we can attach licensing, all these also we can attach. So then in the license like a tab we can assign those. So as of now we created the groups. So if we go to the licenses, but we don't have the licenses, so these licenses also we can attach to the maybe Microsoft 365 or Entra P1, P2. So those licenses we can attach, and even we can provide conditional access also, we can provide. So now here if you go to this directory, say here we have so conditional access also will assign to this groups also will add. As of now, just only sales groups we have added. And what are the like roles and administrations will discuss. Say suppose here we have roles and administration we have. those details like we'll discuss. By default, we are what are the roles and permissions we are getting. So we have inbuilt like lot of roles we have. Say here in the roles, we can attach built-in directory roles to the users and groups. So here we have the different roles we are going to get, but always we need to enforce which type of least privileges we need to give. Say in the roles and administrators, so more than 100 plus roles has been given by Azure, and those have been maybe given as global roles and user and group roles, security compliance roles, security rules, like this is going to be given. And by default, we are going to get a global administrator. What is the global administrator role is? He will have the full administration regarding the everything he can do. So that's having the highest privilege. And user administrator, if I give, user administrator can create the users. So these kind of permissions. So suppose here we have the privilege kind of thing, user administrator. So what user administrator can do is he can create or delete the users and reset the passwords. So for the IAM kind of admins, we are going to give these kind of permissions. And group administrator also we have, and privilege role admin also we have, like to enable PIM, security reader, say billing kind of things also we have the billing admin and authentication admin. Like this we can create different roles. So these roles we can attach to either the user or group we can attach. Okay, so that's, and even we can do that auditing also we can perform. But always in the best practices wise, assign only necessary role for every user. Don't give more like a global admin kind of roles. All those don't give. Okay, so giving global admin kind of role to every user is a very risky kind of thing. Okay, so then maybe group kind of roles itself is one of the best practice. Okay, so then here we have some licenses also, license models also, because if you go for Entra ID P2, we are going to integrate even with the like privileged identity management, those kind of roles also we can give. So maybe say suppose we have a security analyst. I can give that for the security analyst kind of user we have. Then I may give here one privileged security analyst kind of, or admin kind of roles. I'm going to give for him. Okay, so then security reader maybe for the monitoring kind of people, like a L1 kind of monitoring kind of team, we can give, or a developer kind of, mostly focus on the what are the privileged kind of here we have these all the we are going to assign to the users, and even we can create our own roles also. We can custom roles also it's create, but it is expecting Entra ID premium like a P1 and P2. So we'll start a free trial for that also in the tomorrow session. Then we'll create from that perspective also Entra ID premium P1 and P2 also we will create. All these things we can create from the PowerShell wise also we can create. So now here, even after that, we can do the audit logs also. All these also we can perform. So these like important one, from the user roles and permissions, and always in the zero trust, give the least privileges itself. Okay, always give the least privileges itself. We need to assign. Then one more option here we have is external identities. We have external identities. So in the external identities, we need to provide not only Azure kind of users. All these we can control, I want to collaborate with my like other applications like B2B, business to business wise. I want to collaborate with my vendors or maybe with the contractors, partners. For them also, we can give the access to those. Okay, so these kind of I want to collaborate with the B2B kind of thing or cross-tenant access and external user settings for the federation kind of services. So those also we can give, and we can invite those business users also. Maybe through the email we can invite our application base also. Just only one time I want access for one third-party app want to access our applications. Those also we can provide. Okay, so that's based on our Entra. For our applications, we are going to provide the authentications, and even as the guest also, like in our directory or tenant, whatever the different applications we have, or the cloud base or SaaS base, those all the apps also want to connect with. Those all the apps also want to connect with our Entra ID. We can use external identities we can create. Okay, external identities we can create for this. So these will help like organizations, they can connect securely with our applications, like maybe our with the vendors or partners, and we will have the control and the compliances from the Entra ID wise. And even we can check the cross tenant kind of access also we are going to manage. Okay, so these like here like we need to provide like these all like we can create here. Say here if you go for external collaborations, all those also we can provide. But for this also we required tenant ID, enter ID premium P1 or P2 is mandatory for this, in order to invite the B2B kind of guest users also, and assigning the guest user to the group. For all these also we required P1 and P2 kind of users. Say suppose if you go for the users here, so in the default directory we have, so here we can invite an external the guest external guest user also we can click, and his email ID. Then like we can click on the invite. Okay, say any of that user invitation message, all these also we can send that. Okay, so like this also we can send the invitation, and even for those invitation users also will create a conditional access also will provide. So we'll create a new policy for them also. We'll provide a conditional access also. So then here these settings we can control from. If we go to the enter ID, external identities. So in the external identities here we have the external collaboration settings we have. Okay, so external these settings, like we can control guest invite settings also. Like guest users will have the same access, or members are with limited access, or guest users is restricted. So like this, in this external collaboration settings, we can give the permissions. Okay, and in the cross account access, like we are going to provide B2B kind of collaboration, and even outbound wise also. So those kind of applications also. Okay, so now here if I go for the like In the cross tenant access also, these all settings we are going to control, like what are the inbound allowed and which are blocked. So these kind of settings, like we need to give the inbound B2B collaboration, for whom we need to give those in the inbound wise and outbound wise B2B collaborations we are going to provide. And if you have any B2B organization also, that B2B organization also we need to add. Okay, so then that user, once he got the invitation, if you want to access, then he can register those also. Okay, so this is the for the cross tenant access. We are going to manage this. And even for the like one of the best practices, for all those users, guest users also, will create a dynamic users also. As of now, we are getting only assigned users. But in the P1 and P2, like I'll register for P1 and P2 in the tomorrow session. There, what we can do is we can create a dynamic group also for all those users. We can create and we can keep them as the guest users for all these invited users. We'll create a dynamic group also. And for them, we are going to give the access reviews and the just-in-time access. All those also we can provide for those users. So that means only just-in-time access I'm going to provide. I think this is also one of the P2 feature. Okay, so just I'm trying to explain. We have lot of options here. A lot of people doesn't check all these. Just they'll use the users and roles. But we are trying to explain more details about all these things. Any doubts till now? Any doubts? And if I go for the AU, like administrative, like administrative units we have, and we can delegate, we have the multiple like a multiple departments we have, like HR department, sales department, IT department. Like maybe I want to delegate a different units kind of thing. Administrative, for HR unit, they want to create like this. Otherwise, I have multi-tenant kind of. Otherwise, one university we have multiple colleges like that. Each college want to manage their own like a college. Okay, those students are different. Like this, if we have, then we are going to manage the like AU kind of thing. That means each one is one entity kind of thing or unit. We are defining the scope because uh, uh, one retail store, say suppose I have 100 retail stores. Each store users are different. Like this, I want to define the scope. One admin of one retail store don't want to touch other retail stores. If you have that kind of requirements, then we are going to use the administrative events we are going to create. Okay, so now here we can create administrative events also. Like in the administrative events, we can create a new administrative event can be created. So now here I have like maybe so I'm going to give like uh, any of that administrative. Sajum Walmart, Hyderabad. So like this, if we have Walmart is in Hyderabad, we have their users like this, or maybe their sales users. Like this, I'm going to create here. I can give the description of that also, and I'm assigning the roles. What are the roles we need to give, and that specific kind of roles we need to add. So maybe user administrator role. These kind of roles I'm going to choose. Okay, so then I'm giving that kind of permissions itself. So now here I'm going to use a user administrator kind of role. Then he can create the users, all those also to whom I'm creating. To that user, I'm giving that permissions. Then for that unit only, he can create those users. Okay, either we can give the rule like user administrator or group administrator or help desk kind of administrators, authenticator admins, like this we can give. And the same user can belongs even to multiple AUs also. Depends upon that, we can create those. Okay, so mostly for the delegation of different administrative units, we are going to create AU kind of thing. Normally in the group policies in the AD, we have organization units, but from Entra ID wise, we are going to manage the administrative units here. Administrative units, we are going to manage, and we can give the role based scope, all those also we can define. But in the OU, additional features what we are getting on the organization units are we can integrate with the group policy objects, we can integrate, but here we don't have any group policies like a GPO we don't have in Entra ID level. And even in the group policies like that, in the organization units, we have the inheritance of policies also we have, but here it's a straightforward. We don't have any inheritance of policies like that. Okay, so where we want to create a different kind of administrations. For one unit, I want to give some permissions. For another unit, I want to give limited kind of permissions. All these we can manage from the administrative units. So where we have lot of franchises or lot of branches, universities with a lot of colleges. Okay, and even for the government organizations, we have different government offices. All these are going to delegate their administrative rights by using the administrative unit. By creating the administrative unit, we are going to control. Okay, so now here we are going to use the administrative units we are going to control. Okay, so then we have the applications also we can register. So those what are those applications also we'll discuss. So now here in the Entra ID we can add enterprise applications also we can add. And in this maybe like I have a lot of SaaS based applications, say software as a service kind of thing. For them I want to give single sign on. That means again that user no need to log in each and every time to that application. Okay, so those may be software as a service like ServiceNow, or maybe like Salesforce, Workday. So these kind of apps also I want to integrate with my Microsoft Entra ID, and authentication need to be done. Otherwise, we have Microsoft 365 apps also. We are delivering Microsoft 365 like maybe Teams or SharePoint. So those apps also, Exchange servers kind of things also we can integrate. So those like otherwise in our company also we'll have our company HR portals. Otherwise like maybe we have ERPs kind of thing, or project management kind of websites. All these also we want to integrate. But what I want to provide is to my users, I want to give single sign-on kind of things. I don't want to give like multiple applications. We have different username passwords. I don't want to apply. What I want is, I want a centralized identity for all those apps, and those apps also we need to configure from the we need to add those apps also from our Entra ID wise we are going to control. Like we need to choose that a new application. In the gallery we have the different applications like which are there. We need to choose our own application also we can choose. By default here we are getting a lot of AWS wise or GCP or Oracle, SAP, or on-premises applications. All these also we can choose. Okay, so which application we want to select. Okay, so that application we can choose, or even if any third party application also we can select, maybe with the Zoom or Salesforce. If you have these kind of applications, we'll try to integrate also. Okay, so there here we need to add the like Entra ID, and what is the service, like a service URL we have, and we need to integrate this. But what is the purpose of this Microsoft external enterprise applications are, we need to provide the single sign-on kind of things for those apps, and from maybe we need to give the conditional access also for them, and we need to monitor who are the users or login, all those these all the centralized control we can manage from the enterprise applications we are going to manage. Okay, and even we have a lot of Microsoft apps or SaaS based applications also, or with our own custom applications also we can control. With our custom applications also we can control the delegation, all this. Okay, so here most of the apps are coming, or even we can create our own application also. We are developing our own application also. I want to integrate with the Entra ID kind of thing. So for that we need to use like these all the settings we can manage from this. Okay, from the directory. Say here we have the app registration, and from that we are going to control those. Okay, say any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts till now?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So then,
Sorry, real time. We have structured this, so based on departments.
mm, yes, yes,
Maybe I
because
have
all these
understood.
we need to decide depends upon the our needs.
Okay.
Say here we are discussing generally, but by using all this, we need to, for our company requirement, we need to create all this. Okay. So a lot of people only have the basic knowledge on that users and groups itself. But if you are working specially for the Entra ID and all this, we require all these details. Okay. Say otherwise we can't give the single sign and access, all those for our applications also, because that organization, like they may have 40 different apps also. All are need to be tightly integrated with the
That's right.
Entra ID itself. Those all we need to add that to our tenant, and we don't have only one tenant also. Multiple tenants also we may have, and lot of applications they may be using Salesforce, Workday, or they may have their own HR portals, or their own like maybe we have a job portal, employee referral portals, careers portals, performance review kind of portals, timesheet kind of things. All we need to integrate with the thing, like uh, all these already previously have been integrated with LDAP or Active Directory, but now we may need to manage them from,
Entering.
yeah, from the Entra ID wise, and we want to give the multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, conditional access, user provisioning also we can control. All these we can manage. Okay, so there we can add an application, and or we can create an application, and we'll provide single sign on, all those also we can use based on the which type of authentication models, all those we can use. Okay, so then what are the devices are is nothing but like whatever the say here in the Entra ID devices are nothing but like Windows, Mac, or maybe iOS, Android, Linux. All these we have the devices. Okay, and we can control those devices, and we can provide single sign-on, and we can provide if we can monitor those whether those are any of the compliances are not met, or stale kind of devices also we have. Okay, and we can restrict those also. Like mostly those devices are not used in the last 6 months, we can call those as the stale devices. Okay, so these all we can control. So mostly the device types we have is Azure AD registered. That means whatever the device we have, like maybe a VM we have, or AVD kind of devices, those are registered to our Entra ID. Okay, or we have joined them to Entra ID. So one is registered, second one is Entra ID joined, or hybrid kind of thing also. On premises also, they have synchronized it with Entra ID, and those also registered to Entra ID. Or like we can managing both from the SCCM wise also we are managing, and we are managing from the Intune kind of hybrid kind of managed also we have. These all the devices we can register from here. Okay, and we can add that devices to Entra ID also. Okay, so now in the device list, and which type of device settings, all these also we can control from this. Okay, so once we create the VM, that VM also will register to Entra ID. I'll explain that in the tomorrow session, and we can configure the device settings also, all those device settings also we can provide, and will provide the conditional access also will provide. These all like we can manage, and even we can clean up those stale devices also. So maybe if there is no user session login for the past 90 days, those devices are called as the stale devices. Okay, so these all like device cleanup kind of thing, compliances, and least privilege kind of access. All these we can provide to like from the device management we can control. Those devices may be bring your own device kind of concept we have. Otherwise, those may be our corporate laptops for our employees, or on-premises hybrid servers also. So those all we can control now from the Entra ID device itself. From the Entra ID device itself, we are going to control. So now here we have um, uh, like a BitLocker. Here we have, this is in the preview state itself. What is that? BitLocker is like an encryption kind of technology. Okay, so in the Intune also, like it's a mandatory now. A lot of companies have the compliances. We need to enforce encryption, even if any loss of laptop or something happened also. Like we need to provide like a security for that. Okay, even for the devices also we need to enable BitLocker also. Okay, so what is the advantage is, even if we lost that device also, so the security will come. So we need to definitely need to give the require, but this is we are going to control from the Intune wise. So what is that BitLocker is? It's going to provide an encryption for the data of the device. Even if the device loss also, it prevents that data loss to the enterprise. Okay, so these also will control from the Intune wise. We are going to control this. Okay, so then here we have even app registration also. In the Enter ID we can control. Say suppose if you have any third party apps, those all also we can registrations. So now here what is this is we want to authenticate our Entra ID wise or maybe SSO kind of things. We have web applications, our own mobile applications also. We can register those. Okay, so that means even we want to use Microsoft 365, that app want to access some Microsoft 365 features, and we want to secure APIs, we want to expose them. Say for all these also, like we can attach application register also. So we can register our enterprise web-based applications also. We are going to register those web apps also. We can register. So with that also we can configure the API permissions. Those also we can provide. Okay, and even we can expose those APIs also. We can expose for our applications also. That is also one of the best practice. And we shouldn't expose the client credentials and certificate based authentications. All these also for the enterprise apps we can provide from this. Okay, so here we'll discuss these in the next two sessions, and the licenses also, which type of licenses also. As of now we are in the free account. Only the basic options only are available in the free, but we'll go for all products like P1 P2 kind of. I'll try to enhance this one. Then we'll discuss more on the licensing wise also. We'll discuss what are the types of licenses. All those also we'll discuss. As of now we are in the free. Microsoft by default is providing Entra ID free account. Okay, so here we can create like what are the all products. So here we have all products. So as of now, what are the accounts and licenses we have, which we have purchased. All this we are getting here. SKU means this is Microsoft terminology. They're using SKUs. This is called as stock units. Say stock units is one of the e-commerce kind of terminology. Say you purchase maybe one laptop, how many units, one, two, like this. Here we can specify those stock units kind of thing we can use. Okay, and license assignments, all these also we can create. Either directly we can assign or group base also we can create. So as of now we are in the Entra ID free account plan. We'll move to either P1 or P2 or M365, E3, E5. We discuss all these license models, right? Those, once we got those licenses, we can assign them to the users or groups we are going to assign. Okay. So as of now, all products we don't have any licenses. We can available all these also. We can see, and even in from the user wise also, what is that user license also we can check from that. From the user licenses also we are going to check. But always Entra ID recommends to manage at the not at the individual user, at the group level we can manage. Okay, so then here we have audit logs, and even we can see the any error logs also we have in the Entra ID licenses. We can get those licenses also. We can troubleshoot those kind of licenses. Okay, so those also we can get that. And always recommended to use dynamic groups, and licensing is recommended. As of now we don't have the dynamic grouping, only assigned grouping we have in the security groups. But department wise, location wise, we can assign the dynamic groups also. We can attach. Okay, so these all will discuss in the tomorrow session. Okay, and even here we have Intune also we have. So once we create this account, even from the Intune wise also, Intune admin center also we can control. This is the Intune page. will register that app from the Entra ID to Intune will register the devices. See, these also the Intune admin center is there. Even for Entra also, they have given Entra admin center. Not only from the Azure portal we can manage, from the Entra ID admin center also we can control all these. Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, in previous page, all products, one option is shows, right? So all products means what are the products, sir? Like licenses, sir?
Yes, yes. What are the licenses here we have? So here depends upon the Microsoft 365. What are the features they are going to get? All that they will show.
And how to migrate, how to integrate to Microsoft Intune and try it.
That is from the
That is,
Entra ID wise. When we join to the domain, autopilot kind of option will enable. With that, that device automatically controls from the Intune wise also. Okay.
from
So
there, we can manage
yes, yes,
all.
we can. Yeah, because all are tightly integrated. Like
Sir, can you show me Microsoft Intune
yes,
page?
yes. See here this is the Intune admin center we have. Now here that need to be registered here as in the devices that need to be registered. So from this we are going to control all these devices. So these we'll discuss maybe day after tomorrow session we'll discuss all these Intune admin center and devices, all these policies, all these we'll discuss in the day after tomorrow. I'll explain. Tomorrow we'll register to Entra, all those we'll discuss. Day after tomorrow we'll come to Intune wise.
And as well, interview questions also might
Yes, yes,
be
yes, yes. Once we
concepts
discuss for
wise.
1 week for Intune, then we'll discuss more from that. So we need to register the different type of devices also. Okay. So then we'll discuss from the interview wise.
Okay.
Okay.